Hello everyone, welcome to William in the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Carlos. Carlos is from Brazil, but he lives in Malta. So let's see what Carlos has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Carlos, how are you?
I'm doing great. Yes, a bit tired because I just came from Palermo. I
Okay.
literally arrived like 2, 3 hours ago. So actually, it's 9 o'clock. It's passing so fast. I arrived around 7. So yes, 2 hours ago.
Thank you so much for taking the time after your trip. Thanks.
Yeah, it's fine.
So tell me, how was your trip to Palermo in Italy?
It was surprisingly amazing. Like I wasn't expecting Palermo to be a really nice. I knew it would be a great city and stuff, but I don't know, for some reason I was expecting it to be small, and it was like massive. It really looks like a capital, and
Mm-hmm.
to other cities in Italy.
Yeah.
In Italy, I mean like the continental cities. So I enjoyed a lot. I stayed in the center, and I stayed in a hotel that's a little bit far out, but on the top of a mountain, so you have the whole panoramic view. So yes, I had a really great time. In fact, like when I was going on the plane today, it was like, oh no, do I have to come back? And then like life, it's not always a holiday as we wish, but yes,
So
I want
tell me,
more days maybe.
what was the highlight of your trip to Palermo?
Uh, the food. The food in the yeah, I think there are like two places in Italy that I mean generally Italian food is really good. Wherever you go, north, south, middle, it's really good. But there are two places that that the food is extremely like delicious. Which for me it's Napoli and Sicily. So yes, it's like it's cheap in terms of Italian standards. Like if you go to Rome or if you go to Milan, and it's I don't know how to explain. It's very Mediterranean as well, so it's good.
Carlos, tell me, where are you from?
I'm from Brazil, just like you. I'm from Brazil, so I've been here in Europe in Malta actually because I came to Malta and I never left. So I've been in Malta almost 10 years. It's going to turn to 10 years in on the 28th January.
And why Malta?
At the time, I had a friend that came here before. I think she came here like 3 years before me. And when she was coming to Malta, she was like, "Hey, let's do it together." Like, it's a very good friend of mine. Let's do it together. Let's. It's going to be fun. We already know each other. Blah blah blah. But the thing is, like at the time, I didn't have the money to do that. So it's like I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to go, but I have no money to book the whole trip because it's quite expensive. Nowadays it's even more expensive. So I'm kind of lucky that when they did it, I did in the right time. So I don't think I would be able, for example, to do it right now.
Yeah.
But yes, so she came before. So like when she came back to Brazil, she told me all the things about Malta, how it was, like how she did it, which school she stayed. So since it was my first international trip, I was like, a little scared because I had traveled in Brazil, but never.
Uh-huh.
So, passing passport control and all this kind of thing. So, like, because she came here, I had all the tips, and that was the main reason.
And where is about in Brazil come from?
I come from Porto Alegre. It's the south of Brazil, next to Argentina, Uruguay. So it's the last state. The last state if you look from the bottom to the top.
And what do you do for work, for living, Carlos?
It is the first state. If you look from the bottom to the top, it's the opposite. What I do for work, I work as an affiliate manager for gambling or online betting.
Mm-hmm.
For Brazil, Latin America, I do like also European countries. And then I have, of course, the channel Your Gay Guyde, which is my baby since 2 years since the time I had the idea, but 1 year and a half since I started posting the first video.
Amazing. Okay, so let's start the interview talking a little bit more about your YouTube channel, Your Gay Guides. So tell me when the idea came along. When did you have this idea to open your YouTube channel?
Or to open, like, it was a process that was divided in two parts. So like after COVID, when they started opening the doors, I had a good friend of mine that at the time was my work colleague, and we started traveling just literally like after COVID. We had to have the vaccines, you have to do those health forms each country that we would go, which was a pain in the actually, it's worse than a pain because pain in the ass it gives you pleasure. That didn't give pleasure. So, and I remember we went to Poland first, Krakow, and I mean, like it's still like opening up things. It wasn't like what it is now. So I'm talking about literally like just after COVID. Tourism was going back, to normality, but it was still. So like we went to Krakow and we wanted to do some gay bars, and we searched on Google, and probably because of COVID, a lot of bars closed down, and we went to a few of them suggested by Google, and the bars didn't exist anymore. So then I think I was chatting to somebody on Grindr, and this person told me, oh no, there is a club that send me the address. It was Saturday, so he said like there is a massive party happening tonight, and I was like, I looked to my friend and said like, let's go and do it. And then we went, and the funny thing was like the place where the club was. First of all, it was in a residential area. So when the Uber dropped us there, it was literally like, okay, it doesn't look like a party or anything like this. And then my friend was like complaining, shouting at me like, we were scammed. How can you believe somebody on Grindr? We didn't even know him, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, okay, calm down. Like, let's wait 10 minutes because if there is a gay bar here, a gay club, somebody will come.
Yeah.
Because Saturday night is a big party, so let's just wait. And then we waited, and then comes like this guy out of the taxi, like very calm, and entered. Like there was this residential building, but the door was closed. So he opened the door, and we were like, let's go. I was like, let's talk to him and ask. And then I asked if there was a club, and he was like, yes, you can come with me. It's here. So we went with him, and it was like, walking through the building, and then like there was a way on the back, stairs going to the basement. It was like all the way around, very difficult to find. But when we got into the club, it was a huge club, like 3 dance floors, and we were like, whoa, like. And then I remember on the following day, I was like talking to my friend, we should have somebody talking about this because it's how can we know, like as a foreigner, okay, like if you live here, yes, good, but if you are here, just visiting and you want to have some drinks or you want to have some fun, which is not related to apps, because it's easy to get something on the app, but if you want to to socialize, and so the idea I think was there in my mind somewhere, so I just made this comment. So it was I don't know, I started my channel 2021, let's say, and then like 2022 I decided to go to Tel Aviv Pride, and 2022 around May or June. So I went to Tel Aviv Pride, and then I met who is now a very good friend of mine, like my brother. But at the time we were like staying like a couple. We dated there. We stayed the whole days together. Like proud and in love. And he does OnlyFans, and so only like he just does OnlyFans. So it's like it's not like he doesn't do any other job, because OnlyFans is already like a very hard job if you make a lot of money, and he does. So it was like all the time that I was with him, I was kind of watching what he was doing, and I was like, wow, this is amazing to have, this, how do you call it? Digital nomad work, which you can create content, talk to people from all over the world, and they still make money from this. So it was like, wow, that's amazing. And then like after Tel Aviv Pride, I came to Malta, I started getting sick, and then I found out that I had monkeypox. Famous monkeypox, which is now all around. It's trendy again. And so I had it 2 years ago, and because it was just after COVID, and I was the second case in Malta. the hospital asked me to, to quarantine again. So I had to stay like 25 days, and I live in a studio. I couldn't leave. People would knock my door every morning to see if I was at home. They would call me all the time, like just to make sure that I didn't leave the house, because at the time, nobody knew what monkeypox was.
Wow.
Anyway, so I stayed like 3 weeks on my own. Luckily I could work remotely, but then like I had my shift, and what I did after, like, I couldn't leave the place. So I started creating this idea, about this gay travel blog. So it started like, maybe I do a blog, because I was traveling quite a lot at the time. And then I was like, no, maybe I do a YouTube channel. So all the idea started like, first week, I started putting things down. Since I work as an affiliate manager, so it's still a marketing role, I know a lot of people that they do, they are video makers, or they are, just web designers and stuff. So I had a network already that could help me, to create something. And then I started like talking to people. Listen, I have this idea. What do you think? I need to create, a brand. I need to create a logo. I need to make a name. So the name actually came from a dream. So I literally like wanted to, when you are alone and you don't see people, you started talking a lot with God, with your angel, like you try to connect to your inner self. So I remember to ask or my angel or my inner self, I don't know, to come up with a name during my dream. So I left a notebook next to my bedside table with a pen. And in the middle of the night, honestly, I'm not lying, I dreamt with the name Your Gay Guyde. So I woke up, I wrote it down, and then I went back to sleep. And then the following day I had the name. The name Your Gay Guyde was already registered when they checked it online.
Oh.
That's why my channel has a Y, Your Gay Guyde, with Your Gay Guyde with a Y, because I was like, I want this name. This name is made for me. It came from a dream. It's mine.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then, I spent the second half of that year traveling. So I made sure that I would have content enough for when I started posting videos on YouTube. So then I started like, so I think my first trip was Barcelona in August for circuit. And my first official video, because I did a pilot, which was Malta, the place that I live. But my first official video was in Barcelona, which was like 31st December.
Wow. Amazing. What a journey. I love the idea. I love the way everything got together. And now you are living and enjoying your channel. That's amazing.
Very lucky.
Okay, Carlos. So during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your joys as well. Okay?
Yes.
Carlos, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
I hope so. Let's see. I don't know what I have in this box, the pink box.
Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I've got here my best friend. Full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay? So, let's do it. Okay, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer, you don't want to talk about, always can change, okay?
It's fine.
Right. First question for you is, what's your favorite guilty pleasure TV show?
Favorite guilty pleasure? I couldn't get TV show. It's hard because I come from Brazil, so it's like probably I would say something that people don't know. Let me think about something that people might know from abroad. RuPaul Drag Race. I love it. Eat all the seasons.
Wow, wait, amazing. Which one was your favorite?
It was beautiful.
Which one was your favorite season?
Season 5. My favorite drag is Alaska.
Okay.
Actually, season 5 and All Stars 2.
Amazing. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Yes, you always can dance with me. Okay, next question is, what is a negative thing that happened to you that came out as a positive thing in the end?
The monkeypox. That was
And,
easy. Let's talk about it.
and why is that? Why do you think? Because of your channel? Because you kind of, yeah.
I was going in a time that it was literally like, you know, those times that you're just tired of your life. Malta, it's a very small country, so it was the time that Malta was getting too small for me. And I used to go and travel, even short trips, like going on Saturday and coming back on Sunday, you know, just to get out of Malta. So it was like literally like every weekend going somewhere. And the monkeypox kind of stopped me. You know, like you have to stop, reflect, put your head together, um, you know, take care of your mental health. And it was hard actually, because 3 weeks on your own in a small studio, you know, like not talking to people. Okay, you have the online things, but sometimes it's like it's good to avoid the online things, you know, because they really make it worse. So as much as I was working my creativity side with the channel and stuff, it wasn't all the time like this. I had like anxiety crisis, you know, crying sometimes because again, it's you yourself, and monkeypox is not just something that you know stay there pretty. You know, it was tough as well.
Did you have some reaction in your body? It was visible about the sickness or not?
I had just the side effects. I had fever. I had like to be honest, it was literally like a COVID for me.
I see. I see. Okay. Next question. Let's do it.
So the Spice Girls.
Before the next question, Carlos, tell me, when you think about Brazil, about Porto Alegre, where you come from, what do you miss the most about your city, your country?
Sunset, because you have a lake there. I used to go every weekend at least to go there, have like finish work, take the bicycle, cycling in the park, seeing the sunset, and to have chimarrão, which is yerba mate, because it's traditional from there as well, with my mom every morning before going to work. Those
Oh. Is your mom the person that you feel more close to in your family?
My sister, actually, I mean, all of them, we are very close. I cannot point one, but I think the closest one, it's my sister that lives with me in Malta because she's just 2, 3 years older than me.
Oh, wow.
You used to do everything together.
Amazing. What's the biggest difference between you and your sister and the biggest similarity?
I mean, we are, how do you call it? The complementary opposite. Like I'm Capricorn, she's Cancer. So she's very emotional, I'm very rational. So that's the big difference. So we kind of complement each other. What was the other question? Sorry.
The biggest difference and similarity.
Yeah.
Similarity.
Similarity because she's lesbian, I'm gay.
That's amazing. Oh my God. And you're just two of you, or do you have other siblings as well?
We have another sister, but she's straight as far as we know. With two.
Amazing. Okay. Next question is, what will be the title of your memoir?
Title of a memoir. That's difficult. A person who believes in love and hope that someday we'll find somebody that believes in love too, and we are going to do a match.
What's the meaning of love for you?
Love somebody unconditionally. It's like it's not easy, right? But it's to know that you know you are happy for the person that you love, you know, for the accomplishments that he or she has, and to know that you know be happy for their happiness, even if the happiness doesn't include you, because it might happen, but that's unconditional love, because otherwise it's like it's love with jealousy and envy. I'm not saying that I love like this, you know, but that's like you know the an utopia, but it's love for me is a literally like a pure feeling that you know doesn't judge, doesn't put any boundaries, and it's you know it's like a dog with the owner. You can be a criminal, the dog will love that person unconditionally and will be happy for you know everything that happens.
I totally agree with you. I think love is when you let the person be themselves, as you said, even though if you're not around them, even though if you're not part of their lives, but if you want to see this person happy, you just leave them to be the way they are.
It's difficult nowadays, like especially in the world that we live now, like everything got like super how can I say, like 3 times more intense after
Yeah.
COVID. But suddenly
Faster.
we had to stop like for 2 years, and then when we could do things again, it's like as we were saying, poker all in, like full on.
Absolutely. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Carlos. Next question is, if you could go back in time in one moment or memory in your life, what that would be and why? For any reason.
It's difficult. I used to love my scout time because I was a scout boy for 12 years. I would probably go back to any of those moments because it used to bring me a lot of happiness. And to be honest, like growing up in a house that I would constantly see fights, that was a way to escape from that world and make something that would keep me on going. I think even in the hard times, you always attach to something that will take you out of that black cloud. So that was my golden moments. I really love everything there. My friends, my uniform, I still have it here.
Oh,
So I would go back probably to one of those moments.
did you like school growing up?
I did like school, yes. I mean, like school is it's as much as we like it, as a gay boy, we hate it because school is like a place that challenges ourselves to change. I don't know how it is nowadays, right? Because the generation changed a lot. So I come from a generation that we didn't have a RuPaul, for example. There was no TV programs that was talking about gays or saying in a way that it's normal or anything. Like at least in my country, Brazil, like the majority of gays, they would be the ones in the comedy shows, just stereotyping one type of gay and being bullied by all the other ones and everyone making fun and laugh. So my school time was a lot like avoiding to be that stereotype because that stereotype would get me in danger. I experienced like some people that were very camp, like just being punched for nothing, like by other boys in school. So yeah, I think school can be nice but can be challenging as well. But again, like I had some years at school that they were amazing. I had some years at school that they were the worst of my life. So yeah,
Amazing.
up and down.
As always.
Getting a hard cock when you're walking the streets, up and down, and then you breathe deeply. Like I can't. So it goes like. So on.
Three questions left. Let's do it. Before the next question, Carlos, you're talking about being gay, the challenge about that growing up. Did you have the support of your family being a gay boy, or it was quite difficult for you?
No, I didn't have any support, and I had a very macho kind of education. I don't blame my mom because it was a different time.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything. So like in my time, it was already hard. Imagine my mother's time growing up. So it's like, so she's 60, no, she's 50 something. So yeah, 70s and 80s. It could be probably to where it was probably worse than my time. So yes, no, it wasn't easy. But however, my mother never kicked me out of the house, or did anything like this. I think in the beginning she asked like, "Don't tell anyone, don't act like a woman," this kind of thing. You're still in my house, kind of things. But as a gay person, when you start meeting other gays, and getting into a gay community or bars or clubs, you get to hear stories of people that they were just kicked out of their houses by the parents because of religion beliefs and stuff. So in the end of the day, you see that, okay, I was lucky to have a family that loved me, but loved me in the way that they want me to be. So, but it was like, a process also for my mom. So it's like, I cannot just say, yes, I'm gay, so we'll swallow it and change, because everything like takes time and involves, you don't go from this to this, you have a process in the middle. So the worm doesn't become the butterfly, it has to, to have the process to change.
And having a gay sister, a lesbian sister older than you, did it help, or it was a different
No, my
situation?
sister came out during COVID, so it was like years later. Yeah,
I see.
it's
Okay.
like 4 years that she came out. So she was married with a guy for 16 years
Oh, wow.
since she was 17.
Next question is, if you could go anywhere in the world right now, right this moment, where would you go and why?
I would be very cheesy. I think I would go back to my hometown, Porto Alegre. My mother doesn't live there at the moment. Like, they moved 2 years ago. However, like, to see that sunset, it's something that recharges me. So when I go to Brazil, I try to go every year. I always go there in Porto Alegre, even though I have nobody living there anymore. But then I go there a few days, see friends. But I need that sunset. I always come back different from Brazil. So it's like when I need to put, my pieces together. And I am in a time that I kind of need some rest for the brain. And yes, I would like to be there just watching the sunset, because it reminds me, like, what is the thing? I was just in Palermo now, as I told you, and I was on the gay beach, and the gay beach there, they have like massive hills, huge, like almost 1,000 meters just next to the beach. So it's like those monumental rocks. And I was talking to one of my friends that came with me, and I was like, you know what? Like, those rocks, they've been there forever. They saw wars, they saw, like, the old man, they saw the Greeks doing the temples, because Sicily has a lot of Greek temples, and they are seeing us now. And in 200 years' time, they are going to see other people here. We are not going to be here, or we will. No, but those rocks are going to be there. So when if I go back and see that sunset, I will have the same feeling. The sunset has been here, helping and showing this beauty to so many generations. And I'm just lucky to absorb this energy. So yeah, I would probably do that.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think there are no other place like home, like those memories in life, like the sunset that's always gonna bring this good energy for you and recharge your batteries. I totally understand your point. I think those places, they are special.
And my sign is Capricorn, so we are Earth. So we are very rooted. So when I go back to the place that I was born, it's like, it's like I feel that, like the socket when you put the phone. That's my socket.
Totally. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Funny. Next question is, what would your theme song be if you had your own show?
What the theme would be?
Yeah, the theme song if you had your own show.
And if you guys will not know, because the singer is from Brazil. It's not a singer. It's like it's a person that's a mocatriz, as they say in Spanish, a model, an actress, and a singer. So if I had to choose in English, it would probably be something from Spice Girls, because I like musics that they are like mantras, because music, they have a power also and a vibration. So whatever you listen, it will take your vibration up or down. And some musics, they have such beautiful lyrics and cheer you up. So I remember to listen a lot to Spice Girls when I had really bad times, like depression, or I was feeling low. So I used to hear to their songs, and it would bring me up, because the lyrics, when you pay attention, of course, when we were kids, like I'm talking about when they were out, you don't realize, but as adults, when you hear and you pay attention in the songs, like I used to listen a lot to Spice Up Your Life. And then she goes like, when you're feeling sad and low, we will take you where you gotta go. Smiling and dancing, everything is free. All you need is positivity. It's like mantras. you're singing happiness, you know, like, okay, you can be low, but you know, just smile and dance. It's free. You don't need to pay. You know, so when you start thinking about those, you know, and paying attention, you go like, wow, those are mantras. But the theme of my TV show would be anything related to Xuxa.
I love
Yeah.
Xuxa.
And I was watching the a TV program in Brazil because they just had the dancers. Xuxa used to have the assistants.
Paquitas.
Paquitas, yeah. I was just watching it because it was this weekend.
I'm watching today as well.
Yeah,
Carlos, I'm a big fan of Xuxa. You have no idea.
there is
I,
no. I think I would go next to her and I would like faint.
oh my God, I grew up watching Xuxa every single day. I'm the generation of the show da Xuxa, the 80s. You have no idea.
I was the generation after, but I was lucky to have the Xuxa Park and my Paquitas were different, like because Paquitas is like the Xuxa was a TV presenter that stayed in Brazil television for many years, at least 20 years. So a lot of different generations watched her. So she had program for kids, and then she kept with the program for kids.
Yeah.
Show for kids. But since the first kids were growing up, then she started doing a TV show for teenagers. So it's like so she could keep all the audience there.
Of course.
My generation was one after yours, so I used to, and then the assistants they changed also, you know, because they, you know, after when I probably when they reach 18, 20 years old, they would change and get younger ones. My generation of the Paquitas were the third one, the new generation.
Absolutely.
Dance a lot like a girl band. I loved it.
Oh my God, you just made my day now saying that. I love it.
I loved it. So probably anything of Xuxa. It depends. Like you know, I listen a lot to Xuxa.
Me too.
Sometimes I go to the gym and I'm listening to her. And the one that I was listening today, because I was on the plane listening to a playlist that I made. And as I told you, like sometimes you get, you know, moments that you need to put your pieces together. As I said, like, I feel this is also a time for me to you know, to rest a bit. Xuxa Chef.
Oh, I have it, of course. It's from the CD Tudo Bem com a Vida.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
And again, it's like the lyrics, it's mantras. It's singing about happiness. It's singing about you can be sad at certain moments and have like down moments, but you know, life is like this. It's up and down, and be happy, like Xuxa Xé, like the life, everything that you want. A vida é tudo que você quiser.
I love it. I love it. Oh my God, amazing. Last question, ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Last one. But before the last question, tell me, you know, you've done so many trips for your channel. You've explored a lot of places. You know, you're guiding gay guys who'd like to discover some place around the world. What that travels have taught you so far?
That people can be different and come from different backgrounds. Like, don't take anything for granted. If my sister and I that were brought up in the same family, in the same house, are different. Imagine people that come from different countries, from different beliefs, from different cultures. So traveling a lot opened my horizons for that. You know, also to understand, to see that, to realize that things are a process. Not everyone has the same way of seeing life, and you know, sometimes just 100 meters change already an opinion. To imagine like 1,000 meters or 15,000, you know, kilometers. So yes, it taught me that people are super different. It taught me that no matter where you come from, what race or belief, everything is beautiful. Everything has a reason. Nothing is like that because they just wanted to be like that. It was a process of many facts, many things that happened that made that people be like that. So, but like some people from some countries, they are colder than the others. Yes, but then you check the history, you know, like you see that there are a lot of wars. They lost a lot of people from sickness, or you know, so, and then you understand why they get like a cold heart, because they used to deal with death all the time. So it's like, how do you deal with when you have somebody that you love and suddenly they are gone? And then you go to other countries that they didn't have like this. For example, Brazil, you know, like we didn't have any war. I mean, like generally we had, but but people are warmer there. So yes, but you know, it's different in or any other place in the world. So yes, I realized that, and I started appreciating and understanding and giving them the space and not forcing anything. You know, like you can't force. But I want to. But you know, you don't like to hug during the evening. Okay, it's a process. You know, like I don't know how they were brought up. Maybe it's not culturally something normal. You know, like some people called father and mother as their name. For me, it's super strange. I never called my mom by the name, but
Abs-
sometimes they do. You know, like so. There is no wrong or right.
Absolutely. I love it. Last question is, how would you describe a perfect, healthy relationship?
Truth.
Mhm.
Truth and conversation. So, like, I was married for 7 years. I am
Wow.
Capricorn. Yeah, I'm Capricorn. My partner was Capricorn. And so we, as Capricorns, we like to talk a lot. Like Capricorns is like everything has to be on the paper, not on the paper, but it's like it's always like agreements. But it's not like agreements. It's just being clear. You know, if I know if something is clear, I will not get hurt for something because I already know. You know what is out there, what we agreed on. So a relationship, it has to have a lot of conversation. So when I mean a conversation, it's literally like, first of all, again, like we come from different backgrounds. So now that we in Europe, especially because you're also in Europe, you're in London, so it's very international, cosmopolitan. So you might get a boyfriend from another country, which is completely different than yours, and you have to deal with those differences. So you know, conversation is the key for everything. I don't like when people say something and they just do completely opposite. I prefer to be honest, you know, like from the beginning. And I hate finding out things from lies or no, but I know I didn't want to hurt you. No, you didn't want me to, you know, like this is not love. This is literally like not envy. I cannot say envy, but this is like narcissism, you know? You want to do whatever, but you want that person to be yours. It's like your toy. It's like growing up as a kid when you don't have brothers and sisters, you know, like everything that you get from your parents are for you. So you are kind of spoiled. So I don't like this spoiled relationship, you know, like they want you for me. But then on your back, people are doing whatever. So no, I want a relationship that, you know, very clear, talking through, and I'm a person that I love a lot, so I like to be loved as well. I like cuddling up during the night. I like you know saying I love you all the time, but it's not forcing. It's like literally expressing
Yep.
my feeling and hugging, and you know this. I'm very passionate, and I like love in many ways. And so a healthy relationship is where you receive what you give, not more,
Beautiful.
not less, just the same.
Amazing. I love your concept. Amazing. You said everything right now. So at the end, yes, let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Okay. Let's start with family.
Family, mine.
Life.
A school.
Love.
Needed.
Money.
Needed.
Fear.
Beer.
Fear. Yeah.
A fear. Uh, it's also needed because without a fear, you don't go beyond. So the fear helps you to explore or to change or to move. You know, it's fear
One,
is part of the evolution.
one word for sex.
Energy,
Religion.
boundaries,
Politics.
um, a way to create classes and exclude people.
One word for friendship.
A family that we choose. One word, family.
Okay. Desire.
To be successful with my channel.
Regret.
To love some people more than I should.
One word for success.
One word. I have the answer, but find a word. One word for success. Creativity.
Wish.
Also one word or?
One word. One word.
Wish. Success.
One word for happiness.
Penis. Can be half word.
I love it. Okay. One word for Malta.
Home.
One word for Porto Alegre.
Crib.
Brazil. One word.
Colorful.
One word for Spice Girls.
My therapist.
Love it. One word for Xuxa.
Queen.
Wow. And the last one now, then your YouTube channel, Your Gay Guyde. One word.
My child.
Beautiful. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend. Define Carlos in one positive word and one negative word only. What's your best friend would say?
A very welcoming person for sure, that treats people as equal and make no difference from classes or beauty, or it's a person that wants everyone to live with a smile. That's a positive one. And the negative one, I don't have, I'm joking. The negative one, I can be quite angry.
Interesting.
Getting to know lies, it make me angry in a way that I lose my temper.
Wow. Let's play now Carlos and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. Before you ask me the question, what's your favorite Portuguese word?
Saudade, which is a translation. It's like missing kind of thing.
Okay, Carlos, you can ask me a question now.
What do you miss most about Brazil?
Beautiful question. You know, when you were talking about your childhood, about the sunset, you know, I was getting back myself as well. I'm from Mato Grosso, yeah, so I was getting back to my childhood memories as well. And I think what I miss about Brazil, back in Brazil, we have this saying, where we can feed 2 people, can feed 4. Where you can sleep 3 people, you can find a way to sleep 5, 6 people together. So I think
right now.
Sorry?
It's pretty much the gay world right now.
Yeah.
5, 7, 10.
I think what I miss from Brazil, when I think about our country, I think what I miss is our essence of the Brazilian people. You know, we are so, this is the essence. When I talk to people who visit Brazil, they go like, my God, the energy from Brazilian people is the unique. You know, it's something different about us. I think we see problems in a different way. We face, challenge in a different ways. We are so positive. You have this mindset of achieving things in life. We have this tendency of going after our dreams, So what I miss about our country is this energy that we just have there. Just who lives there, just live in Brazil. Sorry?
An expression that you have, everything ends in samba, but it's true, because samba is
Totally.
Everyone's like, from one table to another, literally like this thing that Brazilians have, like I am at my table, but then when I'm walking to the toilet, I just talk to the person on the next table, and then when we end up like combining tables, and everyone is it's in this big circle.
I have so many
but yeah,
I have so many friends, foreign friends who went to Brazil. They were like, my God, William, I met someone and I was talking for 5 minutes and I felt like best friends after that. So I think there's this Brazilian way of approaching life that there's the only Brazil. And that's what I miss when I think about my country, for sure.
And you get like homesick. My second question, I'm going to make another one. What's your favorite Paquita?
Beautiful question. My favorite Paquita. Oh my God, you put me in the spot. You know what? I like Letícia Spiller. I like her. Sorry?
Xuxa Pastel.
A Xuxa Pastel. I like her because I don't know, there was some. I think her connection with Xuxa was so strong and it was so beautiful, visible, and I think she was very genuine. You know, she was a bit like lost, and yes, so I just liked the way she was. I don't know, I just love it. So, yeah, but I like all of them. All of them, they have a story. They have a different personality, but there was something about her that got my attention for sure.
Yeah. Well, mine is Juliana Baroni.
I met her once.
Did you really?
I did. I was in Brazil. I was in Rio. I was already living in Europe. I went to Rio, and I went. I had a friend of mine who lives in Rio, and we went to a shopping center, and she said, "Oh, William, I'm gonna meet some friends there." There's her boyfriend was waiting, and suddenly there was this group of friends come together. It was like three girls, and one of them was Juliana Baroni, and I was like, "Oh," I was like pretending everything was fine.
Call her name would say Jujuba.
I was like, and they introduced me to her. I was like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you," but I didn't say anything. I was like, in my heart, I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm just meeting her right now." And she was very, very friendly, and I couldn't believe it was a very quick meet, and I couldn't believe if she knew. I didn't want to like make a scene or anything, but if she knew how much I'd seen her on TV, she had no idea. So yeah,
but she had a song, Speaking with the Hands, Falando com as Mãos.
Uh-huh.
And I watch it sometimes nowadays because it was a song that she was singing the words and also doing the sign language.
Yeah.
Olhar traduz, né, que eu não sei como explicar. Suas mãos traduzem tudo que eu tenho pra falar. Com você sou muito mais feliz.
Oh.
E você me diz. And I remember she used to sing it crying, so it was like lovely. And my generation was the new generation, so I loved Gianni.
Yeah, amazing. Did you enjoy the interview, Carlos?
I enjoyed it a lot. Thanks so much for approaching the Gay Guy channel. It's always lovely to unite forces, especially when gays come together and try to make something and have a conversation, talk about different topics, because we are different, but in a way we are still the same, coming from the same source. Whoever is out there, they're all brothers and sisters. And the beautiful thing about life is understanding that we all come from the same thing.
Amazing. Thanks so much for taking the time. Thanks for being so sweet and kind and bring your beautiful energy to the show. Thanks so much. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Lotus flowers grow in shade. And as music that Xuxa, my favorite singer, presenter, and model, sings, the life is like a Ferris wheel.
Mm-hmm.
What is up at the moment is going to be down, and what is at the bottom is going to be at the top. So enjoy every single moment, even the happy ones, knowing that that's going to pass, but also that the bad and difficult moments are also going to pass. And life is like this, just like a Ferris wheel.
Muito obrigado.
De nada, obrigado você.
Obrigado. Carlos. Tchau, tchau. Ciao, beijo. Ciao, ciao. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.